Perhaps the biggest creatures we've ever seen are on the big screen. Two creatures that spring to mind are King Kong and Godzilla, the oversized American ape and the Japanese dinosaur. They met before in 1962 and then again in 1963, and either Kong won the fight or it ended in a draw. A new matchup will happen in 2020, but there's just one thing. Kong is much smaller than Godzilla in most movies. He climbs up skyscrapers rather than walk over them. In the last film, he was bigger, about 100 feet tall. He was considered to be 50 feet tall before that, small enough to get stomped on by the giant lizard. Those that have studied the movie say Godzilla is 350 feet tall. Today we will look at the world's biggest real-life beasts in this episode of the Infographics Show, Largest Creatures That Exist Right Now. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so that you can be part of our notification squad. The largest of them all right now is the blue whale. This magnificent animal can reach up to weights of 181 metric tons. That's 396,832 pounds. To put that into perspective, that's a similar weight to 2,500 average weight healthy human males. Its length can reach up to around 100 feet, which is about the length of a basketball court. Another thing we know about the blue whale is that it's got a big heart, weighing in at about 1,300 pounds, as much as a Mini Cooper. It's also got a very large tongue that weighs around 2.7 tons, which is 5,952.48 pounds. As you can guess, it must eat a lot to keep going, and its favorite dish is a shrimp-like creature called krill. In one day, the blue whale will consume about 3.6 tons of krill. They were almost hunted into extinction by us heartless humans, but since the 1960s, whales became a protected species and have made a slow comeback. One of their more modern concerns is bumping into ships in crowded oceans. If they dodge all the bullets, they can live to the ripe old age of 110. Staying in the water, the largest fish is the whale shark. It can weigh up to around 21.5 metric tons, or 47,000 pounds, although according to some science media, far bigger whale sharks have been spotted, but their weight was never recorded. Staying with what we know, the largest ever recorded was 41.5 feet long. Even its mouth is about 4.9 feet wide, big enough to eat plenty of krill, squid, and fish. They are friendly and don't mind divers. Humans have even been known to ride on them. Unfortunately, we hunt them, and so they are now considered an endangered species. They usually live until about the age of 30. The largest animal that walks on land is the African elephant. Size can differ depending on the animal, and females are much smaller than males. At its largest, the male can reach a maximum of around 7 tons or 15,432 pounds. That's about the same as 4 BMW 5 Series cars, or about 100 people each weighing 155 pounds. One weighing that much would probably be around 10.8 feet tall. They are herbivorous animals, meaning they have mostly a plant diet. They pack the veggies in though, and consume about 500 pounds of plants a day. They also consume more than 50 gallons of water a day. If they are not poached by humans or killed as calves by lions or other big cats, they can expect to live until they are about 70 years old. In the air, the largest bird, in wingspan at least, is the wandering albatross. This giant can have a wingspan of up to 11.5 feet, and it can weigh up to 35 pounds. Although at that weight, it's too fat to fly and is still young. Once it starts flying distances of up to 75,000 miles a year, they are much leaner. They can live up to the age of about 50. The biggest bird that doesn't fly is the ostrich. It weighs at its most about 345 pounds and can reach a height of about 9.2 feet. This, however, is much bigger than the average ostrich. The impressive thing about this non-flying, winged creature is that it can run up to speeds of 60.6 miles per hour. That means in the USA you could quite easily see one of these things keeping up with you when driving down the highway. It will live until the age of 30 to 40. Now for the scary creatures. Notwithstanding a giant ostrich chasing you down the street would cause some amount of distress, but being wrapped inside the world's biggest snake might feel worse. That snake is the giant green anaconda. The biggest ever found weighed 550 pounds and was 25 feet in length. This is what most science media say, but there have been reports of 60-foot anacondas when British explorers were mapping the Amazon. Just in 2016, the tabloid media reported that a 33-foot anaconda was caught and killed by Brazilian construction workers. Like most sightings and rumors, it was not confirmed, and the Sun newspaper has never been noted for lacking in hyperbole. Anacondas eat mostly small animals or birds, but sometimes pigs and deer. They are also partial to a bit of human now and again, with the last reported human meal being an unfortunate 25-year-old Indonesian man being eaten in 2017. They can live until they are about 10. Asian reticulated pythons can be longer, but they are not as heavy. According to the Guinness Book of Records, the largest spider ever recorded was a male Goliath bird-eating tarantula. It had a leg span of 11 inches, about the size of a dinner plate. However, many of you have seen the frightening photo of the giant huntsman spider taken in Australia last year. It looked much bigger than 11 inches. Many people didn't believe it was real, or thought that the photographer had just exploited the angles. Live Science did however confirm that they can grow up to 12 inches. The person who took the photo said she was upset people didn't believe her. She was quoted as saying, "She is a huntsman spider, and we are located in Queensland, Australia, and yes, she is very real and very large and not photoshopped." She also called the spider beautiful, calm, and not at all aggressive. "Poor spiders are so misunderstood," she added. "You'll be pleased to know both of these kinds of spiders pose little threat to humans, but if you bug them, pun intended, they may give a slightly painful bite. The tarantula typically lives about 15 to 25 years, and the huntsman only about 2 years." Staying with spiders and arthropods, the largest crab is the Japanese spider crab. It can have a leg span of 12.5 feet. These impressive beasts can hang around for up to 100 years. Another scary creature for some people is the rodent, the largest of which is the capybara, an animal that looks like a very big guinea pig. They can grow up to 2 feet tall and can weigh up to 146 pounds. However, one was once recorded weighing 201 pounds. They eat mainly grass and plants, but they are also known as autocoprophagus, which means they also eat their own poo. Their lifespan is about 12 years, that's if they are not eaten by one of their main predators, the green anaconda. From furry friends to beasts that look like they belong to prehistoric times, the world's largest lizard, the Komodo dragon. Komodo dragons can weigh as much as 200 pounds. Their length may reach 10 feet. They live on islands in Indonesia where they prey on other animals such as pigs, deer, or even water buffaloes. They are certainly not scared of humans, and there are plenty of recent reports of attacks on humans, including instances when the person ended up as dinner. They run about 13 miles per hour, which is close to the average running speed of a healthy adult human. They live until they are about 30. They usually make it too, as they are kings of the islands where they live. We'll leave you with that to ponder. Have you ever been up close to one of the creatures mentioned? Let us know in the comments. Also, be sure to check out our other video called "Could Aliens, 65 million light years away from Earth, see dinosaurs alive?" Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time!